بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن والاه أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Hadith number 92 is عن الزبير بن عدي قال أتينا أنس بن مالك رضي الله عنه فشكونا إليه ما نلقى من الحجاج فقال اصبروا. الزبير بن عدي, who is a tabi'i, as someone who met the Sahaba. He says, I came to Anas ibn Malik radiallahu anh, as we know, the Sahabi, the famous companion who served Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam for 10 years. And he was of the Sahaba who lived the longest. Yani he was of the last of the Sahaba who passed away. So he met many of the Tabi'un. So they met him and he says, فَشَكَوْنَا إِلَيْهِ, we complained to him for what we were experiencing from Hajjaj. Now Hajjaj at the time was Hajjaj ibn Yusuf. He was in charge, or he was the leader of Iraq during the caliphate or the rule of Abdul Malik ibn Marwan al-Umawi. And this man, Hajjaj, was an evil man. He was known for harming the Muslims. And he was a leader who was known for bloodshed, torturing Muslims. And he laid siege to Mecca to fight Abdullah ibn Zubayr. To fight who? The Sahabi, Abdullah ibn Zubayr, radiallahu anhu. He even attacked the Kaaba, which caused parts of the Kaaba to be destroyed. So he caused much harm. And the people came and they complained about him to who? Anas ibn Malik radiallahu anhu. Anas radiallahu anhu responded to this complaint and he said, Isbiru, have patience. Have patience and persevere with the difficulties of your leader. فَإِنَّهُ لَا يَأْتِي عَلَيْكُمْ زَمَانٌ إِلَّا الَّذِي بَعْدَهُ شَرٌّ مِّنْهُ. He said there will be no time that comes upon you except that the time that comes after it will be worse than it. Which means, as time goes by, generations pass by, you will see evil will be on the increase. Things are going to get worse. Muslims are going to get weaker and worse. And of course, this is meant in a general sense. You may find a generation in between that was better than the one before. This can happen. You may find pockets of people that's better than others. This can happen. So this is meant generally that over time things are going to get worse. And I think history bears testimony to this. If we look from the Sahaba till today, what has happened? Look just amongst the Muslims, what has happened? Are we getting better or worse? We're getting worse. We're getting weaker. So this hadith is a prophecy from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because as we will see, Anas, he says, حَتَّى تَلْقَوْ رَبَّكُمْ. He then says, this will happen, continue to happen until you meet your Lord. It's not going to stop until Qiyamah comes. Then he says, سَمِعْتُهُ مِن نَبِيِّكُمْ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ. He said, I heard this from who? Your Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is not Anas's own words. He says, this I learned from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this hadith is in Sahih al-Bukhari. So, this is, the sunnah of Allah. This is the sunnah of Allah, that things will get worse over time. And when it comes to rulers and leaders, then the general principle is that Allah Azza wa Jal, He gives people, leaders and rulers according to what they deserve. According to what they deserve. And there are many narrations that prove this. For example, it was said to Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anhu, a man from the Khawarij, from the rebels, the extremists, they came to him and they said, why did the people, what was wrong with the people that they fight you, O Ali radiallahu anhu, yet they never did this with who? Abu Bakr and Umar radiallahu anhuma. Ali radiallahu anhu said, because the people that they ruled over was the likes of myself and those like me. And the people that I have to rule over are the likes of yourselves. Khawarij, extremists. Hence they're fighting me. We never fought our rulers because the followers were what we were all upon. And it was even reported that Abdul Malik ibn Marwan, people came to him with complaints. They spoke about him and his rulership and his leadership and so forth. And he said to them, Ayyuhan nas, O people, do you want me, us, the rulers of today, to be like Abu Bakr and Umar? They said, this is what we want. We want rulers like the Khalifas. We want Abu Bakr and Umar to rule us. This is the type of rulers that we want. So he said to them, كونوا كالرجال الذين تولى عليهم أبو بكر وعمر. Then you be like the people that Abu Bakr and Umar used to rule over. You want us to be like Abu Bakr and Umar? Be like the Sahaba that they ruled over. You be Abdullah bin Umar, and you be Abdullah bin Zubayr, and you be Ibn Mas'ud, and you be Ali radiallahu anhu, and you be Uthman radiallahu anhu. And you will get rulers like who? Abu Bakr and Umar. But because you do not want to be like them, don't expect Allah to bless you with rulers like who? Abu Bakr and Umar. Well, this is the sunnah of Allah Azza wa Jal. If we want righteous rulers, isbiru. Have patience and irji'u ila dinikum. Come back to your deen. Come back to your religion, and Allah Azza wa Jal will bless you with rulers that you deserve. This is what the scholars have said. Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah mentions this is the sunnah of Allah. He will give you rulers that you deserve. So there's no point that we, the Muslims, we sit and we criticize the rulers. The ummah is in the state that it is because of them. We can replace them. What's going to happen? Are we all of a sudden, everything gets better? All of a sudden now we'll liberate Palestine and all the issues of the Muslim goes away? No. We're not practicing our deen. Where's the izzah? Izzah comes from Allah. Victory, honor, power comes from Allah. It's not going to come to us because we replace some rulers. That's not how it works. You have to come back to the deen, and Allah will then bring the izzah back. And He will either rectify the rulers or replace them. But that's up to Allah Azza wa Jal. So have patience, Anas radiallahu anhu said. And the reason Imam al-Nawawi rahimahullah brings this hadith into this chapter, what's the chapter? Al-Mubadara. Being hasty to do good. The lesson is, in this context it is, take your opportunities to do good. Because time's going to come that's going to be worse. Look at what's happening today in this country. 2 weeks back we had peace. Now all of a sudden people are afraid to step out of their homes. Yes, things can change very quickly. You think you're in a first world country, you're safe. Nothing can happen to me here. Anything can happen. Things can flip like this. Allah Azza wa Jalla can change the affairs all of a sudden from safety to instability to complete chaos. Take your opportunities. Where's the masjid? We want to protect the masjid. How do we protect the masjid? No one prays in the masjid aslan, but we find, no, we're going to protect the mosques. So come back to the deen of Allah. Use your opportunities that Allah gives you. Be hasty to please Allah Azza wa Jal. Before a time comes, it's going to be worse and worse and worse, and you will not be able to do what you need to do of ibadat, and you will sit with regret. Wallahu a'lam. وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.